What's up, YouTube land? Xeno Gaming here, and welcome back to episode number 24 of my F1 2021 My Team series. And today we have one of my favourites. A lot of people love this track, and we haven't seen it in a few years in real life, but we've been seeing it on the game. It is the Canadian Grand Prix around the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and yeah, there's something so special about this track for me. I don't know, it's the close walls, the quick chicanes. It's just a great track. It flows nicely. The long straight that goes parallel with the river, and the unique pit lane here, where the pit exit feeds out into turn 2 instead of turn 1. You know, there's things like that I just really love this track. And so coming off the last race, disappointing one at Baku with the failure, and I originally thought it was my ICE that failed. It was actually my energy store. So a part that I wasn't expecting to fail, that failed, and so that's unfortunate. But we've got a fresh, energy store, but we've also got fresh ICE, MGUH, MGUK, all that. The only thing that's not fresh is the control electronics, and we've also and we don't have a fresh gearbox either, but that's fine. So anyway, we'll jump straight into qualifying here, and as per usual, and I've been struggling with the car in qualifying this season, and this whole game cycle. Actually, I've just really struggled in qualifying, getting one lap out of the car. So we'll see what we can do here in Montreal. This is our first lap in Q1. Actually, this is our second lap in Q1, and we're 3/10 up, but we throw a little bit of time away at the last chicane there, going a little bit too hot, and we lose a bit of time, but we still go and improve to an 8.6, but now this is a second set of tyres, fresh set, and we have got one lap, see if we can get into Q2 and improve our time. We go a little bit too deep though into turn 1, and that sets us up poorly for turn 2, and we lose a lot of time there. That's 2.5 tenths, so that's a really poor corner. Coming through 3 and 4 though, we're able to make that time back up there nicely. Not all of it, make up about a tenth and a half though, coming into turn 6 and 7. And we gain the time back here through the chicane on the exit. So that was nicely done through those last 2 chicanes. And now up to this chicane here, braking a bit earlier, trying to get the run and thinking about the exit. And we do that there, get a nice run out the corner, gain about a tenth there. So we'll come into the hairpin. We go late on the brakes. We gain a lot of time on entry here, but then we lose that on the exit, and we don't get the cleanest exit. I reckon a clean exit, we probably actually gain a little bit of time overall, but because of that poor exit, we lose all that time we'd gained in those chicanes. So now we're only 4 100ths up coming into the last chicane. We know there's time here to be gained. We brake a little bit early. You can see we lose time on entry, but we gain all of that and more on the exit. So the run to the lineup, we're a tenth and a half up and on the lap. So we do improve our time, but it's not really by enough to really think about Q2, unfortunately. So we're out in Q1. No surprises there. Did our team at Esteban get through to Q2? We did in 16th with an 8.3. I'm on an 8.4, so we're only a tenth off it. But when Russell puts in the performance he does in that Williams, you can see how me and Esteban have performed in our car. It's a bit disappointing. Raikkonen knocked out in Q1 as well as Giovinazzi, Latifi, Schumacher, and Mazepin. So we'll move into the race now with the starting grid series on pole, and it's Lewis Hamilton on pole position. All Mercedes front row, very close between the two Mercs. Look at the time difference between him and Bottas. Norris and Ricciardo look out the second row of the grid for McLaren, and it's an all Red Bull third row. Will it be an all Ferrari fourth row? No, because Fernando is qualified 8th, ahead of Sainz in 9th, with Lundgaard in the 10th. Not quite a Noah's Ark for the top 10, almost. Gasly and Tsunoda on the 6th row. Vettel and Ocon qualifiers 14th. Russell, then Raikkonen, myself in 17th, Giovinazzi, 19th for Latifi and Schumacher, and then the back row of the grid for Nikita Mazepin and Lance Stroll, who takes a grid drop. So we'll move on, look at this strategy, see what we can do. And I was thinking about, the original strategy was a 2-stop medium, medium, soft, and then I changed it up to go soft to medium, soft. Tyre wear is pretty good around Canada, and especially with the upgrades and how far these cars have now developed, we can definitely get away with the soft, medium, soft. You can almost do that on the base version of the car online. So this should be fine to go soft, medium, soft, no problems. Although the game throughout the whole race was asking me to switch over to that strategy. I didn't want to. But anyway, big race here. We've got Raikkonen on the hard tyre, so that should be an advantage for us straight away off the line. Our teammate Ocon also on the medium tyre. He's on the strategy that was suggesting me to go on, but I didn't take it. So Ocon is on that medium soft strategy. We'll see how he goes on that strat today compared to ourselves. We got the 5 red lights here though for the Canadian Grand Prix. And let's go here. We're in Montreal at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and we get a good start compared to Raikkonen. Russell's gotten a terrible start, so we immediately pass him as well. And we're going to go down the inside to turn 1. We get past Vettel. We've got Russell on the inside. There's also, that's Gasly, who's in there. He's on the hard tyre. He's had a terrible start. And we're able to move up immediately into 13th place. So, good start. We've made up 4 positions immediately. Ocon's got a terrible run because he's been balked behind Tsunoda and Lundgaard. And you can see Tsunoda on the soft tyre, but Gasly on the hard tyre. So, split strategy at Alpha, just as it is at Xeno Racing, with myself on the soft and Ocon on the hard tyre. But we get a good half a lap here. We've moved up to 12th, 5 places gained, and we could get more here as Lundgaard and Tsunoda still fighting hard here out of the chicane as we're going to come into the hairpin for the very first time. I'm going to sense an opportunity to go down the inside here, and we lock up a bit. Lundgaard locks up a lot, and we're down the inside of Tsunoda. I just had to make sure not to run into Lundgaard there. Tsunoda gets a really good exit, but now we're using battery and we're pulling back. I turn the battery off here, and you can see my momentum's halted, so I turn it back on, and we pull fully alongside Yuki Tsunoda. We've got the line here into the final chicane, and we get the job done easy as you like. And Tsunoda's had a terrible run because the AI don't give up at that corner. And will he lose out to Ocon? He doesn't. So moving on to lap 3 now, and we've caught up to the back of Lundgaard pretty quickly as well. I mean, Tsunoda's come with us a little bit, but we've got some pretty good pace early on in this race here on the soft tyre, so I'm looking to take advantage of that. And Lundgaard, no DRS for him. I've got DRS. He defends to the inside. He actually defends to the middle of the track. I choose the outside. Looking back at it, should have definitely taken the inside, but go there around the outside. Lundgaard goes deep into the corner as well. There's a bit of contact at the mid corner there, and but we take the position. Luckily, no damage, and now Tsunoda takes advantage of that and also overtakes Lundgaard. So, yeah. Actually, Lundgaard, yeah, Tsunoda gets ahead. So we now move up into 10th, and we're now following the other Alpine of Alonso. And we've got some really good pace here early on. You can see we've gapped Tsunoda now. This is lap 8. It's taken us a while to get to Fernando, but we've gotten there. We've got some really good pace here in this Grand Prix, and the DRS here in the middle of the lap to just close right up to the back of Fernando. And now coming into the hairpin, braking nice and easy, not running into the back of him too much, and now just focusing on that hairpin exit. We get a pretty good exit, a good run. We're less than 3 tenths behind, now 2.5, and DRS, this should be an easy overtake. Alonso, unlike Lundgaard though, doesn't defend, so it's an easier overtake here. Fernando knows when to pick his battles, and but actually Fernando's going into the pit lane, so yeah, and a few cars in the pit lane as well. We've now on lap 9, we moved to lap 11, and we're now pitting. Everyone's pitted, and I've extended the stint here by a couple of laps, so we'll see how this has worked out compared to the AI. I was supposed to pit on lap 10, but I ended up going to lap 11 just to give me an extra lap at the end of the race on soft, and you know, I can get it home that little bit easier, and I don't mind doing the extra lap at the start of the race. But this is really should work out really nicely in our favour though, because you can see we come out of the pitch. There's Leclerc signs. We get ahead of Alonso, who undercut us by a couple of laps, and we're right behind. We've actually gained a lot of time here. We've Alonso got ahead of Leclerc as well. Don't know how we got ahead of Leclerc, but then we're right behind Sainz. We've gained a lot of time compared to the Ferraris. But now Ocon, who's yet to stop on his first set of tyres, is being overtaken by the front runners here, and Sainz gets past for 7th. So now I wanted to stick with Sainz here, so I was desperate to get past Esteban, but then I realised it was lap 13, and I remembered back to that was when I was supposed to pit, so I had a feeling that Ocon might peel off, and he does, so that releases us to go after Sainz, who's chasing Daniel, and Sainz is pretty close to the back of Daniel as well. We're leaving no margin there at the wall of champions. Don't want to hit that one up. But we post the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. with the DRS and a slipstream, we're able to put in the best last sector. And yeah, unbelievable pace we've got at the minute. Really don't know why I'm so fast at this one compared to Baku or any other track. And then I knew, I think I have a theory why, but I'll explain that at the end of the Grand Prix. Alonso's got issues, but we've got a run here on Carlos Sainz. There's yellow flags behind for Fernando, so is he maybe out of the race completely? I don't know. And we go deep into the chicane, green flags where we're racing, and we get past Carlos Sainz. So I think Alonso's dropping out of this Grand Prix because Sainz and Leclerc have passed him. Maybe not, I'm not sure, because he hasn't retired just yet. But anyway, we're ahead, and now there's more yellow flags, and this time it's for the McLaren of Lando Norris up ahead. So big issues for Norris, and he's going to retire. There's smoke coming out of the back there. I was completely distracted and actually make a trip across the grass there. Ricciardo had to take avoiding action as well. But now moving to lap 19, we've closed right up to the back of Daniel Ricciardo into the hairpin here. His teammates out of the Grand Prix. This is a battle for 5th place in this race. Can you believe it? See, we're getting that strategy call that I was talking about at the start. We deny that. But we've got a good run here on Ricciardo. This time I go to the inside. Nice and easy on the inside. Take it easy on the braking to the hairpin. Nice and early. We had the position covered. Didn't have to brake too late. And Ricciardo got such a poor exit that now Sainz is having a run of him. And we've also got the weather coming in 5 minutes time. So there was planned rain for the end of this Grand Prix. So things are heating up here in Montreal. We're sitting currently in 5th place. Would you believe it? Now moving on to lap 21, coming into turn 3 and 4, we just carry a little bit too much speed and we whack the barrier ever so slightly and we damage our front wing, so this is an absolute disaster for us.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
So we call for a pit stop. We need a new front wing. We're going to go onto our soft tyre.
Strategy is available on the MFD.
And I hope an earlier stop maybe gets us an undercut compared to the AI and we can... But now Latifi's out of the Grand Prix and we get a safety car. Can you believe it? We get a safety car. Out of nowhere, Nicholas Latifi has retired. That just unbelievable timing for us. And then here, I completely distracted trying to fix my strategy and stuff. Completely forgot about the Delta. Just about avoided a drive-through penalty. Unfortunately, we've lost a bit of time though in doing that because Sainz and Ricciardo has passed us. But now it's telling us we can re-overtake Ricciardo. So I'm going full throttle here trying to overtake Ricciardo. He's just not letting me through. Now he does let us through. And then we go full into the pit lane. Everyone's coming in. It's a safety car. You've got to take advantage of this safety car period. We're going to the soft tyre. I think that a lot of the AI go to that medium tyre because that was the recommended strategy. And with a few laps under the safety car, soft tyre, we'll get to the end, no problem. We've just got to change the front wing. We're going to lose that position though to Ricciardo. And Sainz, for sure, we're not getting back ahead of him. But can we get ahead of Leclerc? No, we've dropped a spot to Leclerc as well. There goes our teammate Ocon, who goes past. We've got out ahead of Tsunoda, which is good. But Ocon goes past. So he doesn't pit under the safety car, which is an interesting call by the team. Don't know why they've decided to not pit. It's clearly the time to pit. Every other car is pitted except for my teammate. So, yeah, don't know why he stayed out. Maybe because he started on the medium, and he wants to get to a soft tyre, and he didn't. I obviously don't think they can get the soft tyre to the end from here. Anyway, we're back under green flag conditions. The safety car started a lot sooner than I was expecting. But anyway, we're going to use our soft tyre advantage to go straight past Leclerc. And now we've got good grip out of the second corner, good exit, and we get ahead of Leclerc. And now we've got our teammate Ocon here, and look how much more mid-corner speed. He has a slide out of the turn 4 as we go through, and now braking into 7 and 8, and we go easily down the inside. A bit deep into the corner, but that's fine. We get the move done. That was actually important to stick with the top 6 here. So, moving up to the back of Ricciardo and Sainz, and you can see we're up to lap 30 now, and we're just stuck at the back of this train. I cannot get ahead. Verstappen's at the front of it. He's holding up Perez, Sainz, Ricciardo, and myself. And because everybody's got their... It's a DRS train. We just cannot get close to anybody in the braking zones, and really can't launch an attack. And I can't take advantage of these soft tyres. And now they're obviously graining, fading away. They're wearing out. The two Mercedes they're gone clearly. And how I'm coming into the hairpin, I braked late. I braked where I was normally braking the whole Grand Prix. And on this particular lap, the AI were a bit slower, and it just caught me out.
Confirmed.
Really bad mistake by myself. Had to pay attention, but for some reason we get another lucky break of safety cars called. But we've thrown away 6 points here, because at this stage I'm thinking there's no way we're going to be able to score points. We're going to pit as a safety car. We're going to drop the fields separate. Obviously you can see the gap we've got behind to Sonoda. Ocon, who pitted a couple of laps before me, he held out as long as possible, and Leclerc and Sonoda could not get past him, so we're able to build this massive gap to Esteban. But you see we changed the front wing, and you can see we're just dropping a bunch load of positions. There goes Lundgaard, Gasly, Fernando, who's dropped way back with his engine issues. But then there's my teammate Ocon, who pitted, and even despite the fact we had a front wing change, we're able to get ahead of him. So it shows you how much time he's lost in this Grand Prix from his bad strategy. But anyway, lap 32, and the race is ready to get restarted again. I'm getting as much heat as I can into this medium tyre. Probably actually line this start up pretty well, and I know I need to take advantage on a fresh tyre as much as I can. I didn't think I had another set of softs, that's why I went with the medium. So coming into turn 1 here, you got the rain falling as well, just quietly. That started at the start of, I think, I don't know when the rain started exactly. I think it was the start of the first safety car period. But anyway, Alonso, we get past Raikkonen. Alonso has a huge slide out of turn 4, just like Ocon, and we go down the inside here quite easily. And you can see how much more grip we've got compared to the AI on a fresh tyre. And we've got George Russell up next, and there's not much time remaining in this race, so we'll see what we can do here. Russell, I know I'm going to have a lunge into this hairpin because the AI are quite slow, especially on a first lap of a restart. And we go straight down the inside of Russell. We've got the room, and Gasly leaves us space here as well. He's hanging on to our car, but he tried to close that gap. It was not going to be closed. I was coming through it. So we managed to move now all the way up to 14th place here. And I'm being really, really aggressive here on this opening lap to get myself into 14th. But we'll see if we can go one better. You can see we just have a lot more grip compared to the cars around us, and I'm using all my overtake here on Lundgaard into turn 1. We're going to go late on the brakes, and we go down the inside, clean move on Christian to move us up into 13th position. Now we've got Giovinazzi and Schumacher. Obviously Schumacher quite slow in the Haas car, the slowest car on the grid. In a good spot here, 11th place for Mick. He's thinking, is there a chance of points? He gets out of shape through 4. Giovinazzi holds him up. He's quite slow. We're going to go down the inside into turn 6 and get that move done, and see Schumacher not quite got the grip that we got, and we get a much better run out of the chicane. And now he defends, but we're going to go take the inside, and we make a move for 11th. And now you got Stroll 1.5 seconds ahead. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get the Stroll, but you see we now go through that final sector, and we close to the 6/10. So now I'm thinking we've got an opportunity here on Lance Stroll to maybe steal a point in this Grand Prix, which we definitely deserve for the way it's raced. We almost put it in the barrier. A lot of poo came out right there. I could not believe I almost threw that whole race away again after throwing it away twice already in this Grand Prix. And when I did that, I thought there's no chance I overtake Stroll. But you can see the AI are battling very hard here on this last lap. I think it's Leclerc and Tsunoda are battling quite hard. They're going side by side, holding up this whole pack. And now I've got a chance here at the hairpin with the AI so close. They're going to be slow into this hairpin, so I'm going to go to the inside, go late on the brakes. We're able to find the gap on Stroll. Tsunoda is being attacked by Vettel, actually. Leclerc's got ahead. He's 7th. And now, one last chance here on the straight. We're going to use all of our battery. We've got DRS. Everybody's got DRS here except for Leclerc. Tsunoda's got a good run on Vettel. Vettel defends the inside. I go to the inside on Tsunoda. He's on the outside on Vettel. We brake early. We brake late, I should say. We almost run into the back of Vettel. Tsunoda's off the track. We go side by side. We get past Yuki Tsunoda, and we get and steal 9th place and steal 2 points in this Grand Prix. Wow. What a race in the end that turns out to be. A lot of action, just unbelievable battles everywhere in that last lap. I couldn't keep up, to be honest. Lewis Hamilton, however, has won the Grand Prix from Valtteri Bottas and the Verstappen podium as well. So it's a Ham-Botver podium today once again, but we should have really finished in the top 5 until I broke the front wing the first time. Then we should have at least had a 7th until I broke the front wing again on Daniel Ricciardo. But we ended up finishing 9th, getting at least 2 points. At least we got some points from this Grand Prix. A hectic one for ourselves, and the rain at the end didn't really play a factor. The grip was still high, so high enough for Hamilton to beat my fastest lap of the race, so that was a shame. But yeah, what a Grand Prix that was, and we had some really good pace, and I believe, so I had no pace in qualifying, but then I had pace in the race. So, and I have the AOI still on 103, because I thought my qualifying was so bad that maybe I should tone it down a bit, maybe, and I wasn't really performing in the race the way I thought. Maybe I just don't feel as confident at the game at this point in time, but I think maybe I have to turn it back up, because our race pace was so strong. So I'm not sure what I got to do, because I'm so slow in qualifying, but I'm so quick in the race. It's a hard one to figure out for myself at the minute. So yeah, I'm tampering with that. The next race at Austria, I've got it on the same difficulty, and yeah, I think I will make a change for the race after that, which I believe will be Silverstone. So anyway, I had already recorded the Austria one with forgetting to change the difficulty, so I should hopefully remember to change the difficulty for Silverstone. But anyway, we made an upgrade there in the chassis department. Then we get a failure, and I knew if I made that upgrade, I was thinking, no joke, I was thinking that I should not upgrade anything just in case something fails, so I had the points, and then something failed and I didn't have the points because I made that upgrade. So now I won't have that part till after the Austrian Grand Prix. We get a minor engine upgrade, so that's good news for us, and yeah, you can see that part's failed. We'll fix that, unfortunately. Yeah, the car is really improving. It's making good strides here. We'll hopefully get a chassis and front wing upgrade here before Austria. Do we get it? We don't get the chassis upgrade. So the chassis department, we get the front wing upgrade, which is nice, but the chassis department, maybe low morale, because they've had both their parts failing. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel for more content on my F1 2021 My Team series. And until the next Grand Prix at the Austrian Grand Prix, I will see you guys next time. Till then, goodbye.